Hello everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 14. If you were new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and also do reactions. If you're returning, one of my peoples, welcome back. We have one comment from last week's video, and it is from Queen Scarlet Pimp Sunkiss. Hey boo. Karen was drunk, and she is also an older woman, so she may not have been able to put it into words that I'm about to. But her reaction and certain things that she said make me feel like she wasn't saying that Cherise was talking bad about her mom. Her issue was that Cherise was using their loss of their parents as a way to trauma bond with Karen and soften her up on some manipulative mess. And she was weaponizing it against Karen at the same time, making it seem like Karen had wronged her at a time where she was going through the grief. Which is effed up because Karen was also going through grief and she had lost both her parents. So Karen was essentially saying, don't sit up here and use my mother in your manipulative show BS. When the real truth of the matter is you want any type of attention from me and you mad because I'm not giving it to you. That about sums it up. A great review, girl. Again, girl, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate, commenting. Now, y'all. My husband won't let me be great. I tried to do this video, I don't know how many times. He's in the kitchen cooking. He's laughing about watching House of Pain. He's watched it a million times. So we're going to try to get this together and not use up too much juice on my phone. So let's get this. And I'm in a different location, kind of, sort of. So my background ain't looking best. So y'all just going to have to excuse all the stuff that's going on, noise in the background and everything. First, we still got this showdown that's going on between Karen and Cherise. And Cherise calling Karen fake and phony. And Karen basically being like, if I'm fake and phony, I'm going to just let you know that I did not believe you coming to my mother's funeral was genuine. I don't believe that at all. Because you was not invited. Then you show up and then you pop your head in the limo as me and my family are either on the way to the gravesite or on the way home from the gravesite. And then you had to let me know that I was the only friend that showed up while my mother was, Cherise had to let Karen know that, I was the only one that showed up, at your mother's funeral while we're at somebody's anniversary party. So excuse me if I feel like you was being on some manipulative type of mess. You was trying to get me when I was down and think you was going to be able to weasel in, and I refuse to let you do that. And I'm starting to believe that Karen is not so much mad that Cherise was saying that she was out here, having an affair with some dude named Blue Eyes. It was you showing up to my mother's funeral being manipulative. Because that's what Cherise does, which I don't understand why Giselle and Robin were in such a cheerleader trying to get doggone it Cherise back on the show. Because did you forget that how she participated in bringing Kendall, which was Sherman's ex-wife, on the show with Monique? Yes, Cherise and Monique conspired together to bring Kendall on the show just to piss Giselle off. And I was like, I know I did not make that up in my mind. So sure enough, I got on Google and I looked it up, and sure enough, they did. So Giselle, ma'am, why are you such in a rush to get Cherise back on this show? Cherise proved that she is nobody's friend, because she's talking about how she's such good friends with Karen, but then the next sentence talking about how Karen was in rehab and she out here having an affair with married men. Like, I know people who went to Florida where Karen was in rehab at, and they got her out of rehab and they was out here partying. So you friends with people that will participate in messing up somebody's sobriety, because that's what I heard. Now, granted, if the person is in rehab, they they have the choice to hey, no, I'm not gonna go out party with y'all, or they can just or go out and party. So what I heard was, I know people that will participate in knowing somebody's in rehab and then going out and taking them out for drinks and partying. Like, it is looking like she is using Karen to get back on the show. And nobody wants, Cherise, you left and you've been trying to get your way back on the show ever since then, plotting and scheming along with Giselle, against Giselle, and all these other things. And Karen was like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to do. But you're not going to use me to get on the show. And then later on, when they was talking about Cherise is the Queen of Potomac, Just because you brought everybody together does not make you queen. At all. I wish I could show y'all that video, a picture of Cherise and her hair sliding down. It's all that. They are dragging her on doggone Twitter. That's the worst thing that I can do after watching the show, is getting on Twitter and seeing what everybody got to say. And they got a lot to say. Like, Cherise, why are you here? You're trying so hard to make yourself doggone to be that girl, to be the queen of Potomac. But if you was the queen, you wouldn't have to go through sharing to get back on this show. Now, would you? So the ladies, they go to the C note because, you know, Ashley, she's all about, oh, this is so peaceful. This is so beautiful. It's the best thing since sliced bread, while the other ladies is over here getting eaten alive by the mosquitoes. Like, it looked nice, but y'all know I don't mess with the water like that. Irrational fears. I've told y'all before that I have an irrational fear about going on cruise ships because for some reason I have got it into my mind that in the middle of the night, while the boat is going really, really fast, it's going to make a really, really sharp turn, and somehow my bed is going to fly up in the air. The windows is going to open at the same time, and I'm going to go fly down to the ocean. I know the possibility of that happen is like astronomical, but in my mind, I thought about it once, and now every time I think of a cruise ship, that pops in my mind. And like, I don't do water like that for real. And like, even with a life jacket on, I will get it in my head that something's going to pop my life jacket. And since I don't know how to swim, I'm just going to sink to the bottom. They look like, well, Ashley looked like she was having fun. Everybody else looked like they was over there getting eaten alive. Now, I don't know why we need to ask Candace and Candace, how do you feel about Ashley bringing Deborah to my, sketch comedy show? That's not what it's called. My variety show. And I love how Candace eloquently read Ashley for the messed up relationship she had. Because it would, I'm going to paraphrase it. Ashley, I know that you were in a toxic, messed up relationship with Michael. So you don't know what it looks like to be in a really healthy relationship where a woman doesn't have to worry about her husband out here cheating on her, out here grabbing booties. And I truly, truly want you to have a relationship where you don't have to worry about those things. See, in my house, I don't have to worry about Chris cheating on me because I trust him and he is a good man. I know you don't know what that looks like because you've been with Michael so long, but I am hoping in your next relationship, you will get all the love that you need from a man and not have to worry about if he is in a room with a woman, whether he's going to try to sleep with her, or if he's in a room with somebody else, he's going to try to grab their booty. I want that for you in your life. That's kind of how it went. And Ashley does apologize for bringing Deborah around because it was harmful for Candace. And Candace admits, like, we will be in a good place, but you will do something to sabotage it every time. And I don't know where that stems from, but I need you to get that together. And even Wendy was like, when the three of us hang out, we're having a good time. It's just that y'all both won't get past, mainly Ashley. You won't let go of the past and move forward. You will remember about something. You'll probably see Candace all happy in her relationship with Chris, and then realize your messed up relationship with Michael and all the things you said about it. So now you got to go be ugly again. Again, apologize for my husband in the background making all that noise. So it looks like they're going to try to move forward, but Candace, you can't trust her. Remember all the times that you tried to trust her in the past and she's come and stabbed you directly in the back? So hopefully you was like, see y'all, I'm trying to make peace. And if she's not willing to make peace, that's on her. And I'm hoping that's what you're doing. So Giselle sat there and said, what happened last night did not sit well what happened between Karen and Cherise last night did not sit well with me. And I was like, you know what didn't sit well with me? When you took this innocent situation with Chris and then you turned it into something ugly, like he was trying to harm you. It did not sit well with me that every time you told a story to a different person, you changed what was going on. What didn't sit well with me is that you lied on Chris, talking about something he was trying to doggone rub up on Deborah. And what did not sit well with me is you sat there with Ashley and her homegirls as they doggone made up this lie about Chris and you participated in it. And y'all cannot tell me that Ashley did not tell her homegirls to go over there and crowd around Chris. Because what made them just do that? It looked very, very set up. And the fact that Deborah got on here and lied and talked about Chris was looking at her for like a minute, and then he like introduced himself and he's like, yes, all our Christmas is like that. Then Happy Eddie came over there like, so these two men, the two men that are in happy relationships and love their wives, saw Deborah and was like, you know what, I am going to risk it all for you, Deborah. Yes, granted, there's cameras everywhere, microphones everywhere, people everywhere. Our wives are here. We're going to risk it all for Deborah. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And the fact that Ashley, it seemed like it almost pained her to admit that Deborah was lying because, of course, they haven't seen it yet, but, she knows she participated in this lie. And this is when the whole Cherise is the queen of Potomac because she is the one that got everybody together. A queen wouldn't have to work this hard or have to use somebody to make their way back. Again, I don't know why they're trying so hard to bring Cherise back on the show, and I absolutely don't know why. If we're gonna bring somebody back, bring back a scholar. We didn't give a scholar a chance. Cherise had her chance and blew it. We did not get enough of scholars. Like, we didn't want to see what was going on with her. And I would rather see what's going on with the scholar than the mess was going on with daggone Mia and Jacqueline. I find it funny that Robin is saying that Karen is trying to make any excuse, making up excuses to have an issue with Cherise, when that's what your good girlfriend Giselle does all the time. Giselle wants an excuse to have an issue with somebody. If you don't fall in line with what Giselle says or does, then she's going to have an issue with you. That's why she has one of the main reasons she has an issue with Candace and Wendy is because, more so now because Candace is speaking her mind and she's not following behind Giselle because Giselle went too far. But Wendy, she told her about herself and she can't handle that. Where we at? And I forgot to mention a few episodes ago that Giselle and Robin were really in their feelings that Karen did not invite Cherise to her variety show. But what's her name? Robin did the same thing to Wendy and her kids. It's like you intentionally invited everybody except them to the family day at the park when you knew doggone well you did not have the adequate skills to get this party together. But like either way, Wendy and her kids, they was better off not going. It's the fact that you didn't invite her, but you mad that Karen did the same thing that you did. It's the hypocrites. They are so hypocritical and they don't even realize it. Now Robin and Cherise talk about Karen apologized to the group, but she didn't apologize to the person that she doggone was talking about. And I loved how Candace was like, ooh, kind of like deja vu, because isn't it funny that Mia apologized to the group for throwing a drink at Wendy and throwing a purse at Wendy, but she did not apologize to Wendy herself? Don't you think that's interesting, or am I the only one? And I was like, I appreciate you for that, Candace. I appreciate you for that. Call them out on being the hypocrites that they are. Because if we not forget that, Robin, you was sitting there with your phone out talking about I'm RDZ, after Wendy had got assaulted by Mia. You were laughing and cackling. And now that you've seen that people were not on your side and they are siding with Wendy because Wendy was the one who got attacked. You want to tell, oh, I was just telling Wendy you were being attacked, you're antagonizing her because you have things to lose. I was looking out for her. Like, it looked like I was like wanting her to fight because that's what I like to do, but I was really looking out for her, and I was like, really? But I am so glad that Candace called them out, being the hypocrites that they are, and I am loving that Bravo is showing them being hypocrites. And even though they will have evidence of saying and doing the exact same thing, they will get on TV and say, that's not how it went. I didn't say that. When we're looking dead at you as you say it. Now, this is where things turned into Wendy saying, well, Mia, do you know the definition of assault? Because the assault is an unwanted touch. The drink that was in your cup, once you threw it, that was an assault on me. If I take this is like a court organizer, if I take that and I throw it at you, I have therefore assaulted you. That's how it goes. And here's Mia. Well, do you know what defamation of character means? And she's like, I'm glad you said that. Because you've been going around telling everybody that I said your husband is gay, and that's not what I did. You admitted that you and your husband like to bring men and women into the bedroom. Did you not? How do you know I'm not saying that you're the one sleeping with the men? You the one that at your mouth said that you like to sit in the corner while G over having sex with some other woman. And as far, just be clear, you was the one who did Peter's girlfriend wrong. She was our girlfriend first. It's like, that little part was so annoying. And then like, I know I shouldn't wish down nobody's downfall, but the way Mia has gone on about this heir to her, like she's better than everybody because she makes $400,000 a year, and then we find out that now that Jordan's brother has like basically kicked them out of their business, which I'm trying to figure out why was the brother put, if this was y'all business like you said it was, but even though we know Mia be lying, how did Gordon get kicked out of the business? Was that another lie that you told to get on Real Housewives of Potomac? That's what it's seeming like. Yes, I appreciated the reads that came from Wendy and came from Candace's episode. I really did appreciate it. And one thing that you don't want to do is get on Twitter after the show has come on, because they was dragging, doggone it, Cherise. They was dragging the hypocrisy of Giselle and Robin. Twitter, I don't be tweeting, I just be on there being nosy. And nosy I was. And I was like, yes. And when, what's her name? Cherise said that Karen only sent one sentence when her, I think her father passed away. Karen was like, okay. It's just a lie you want to tell. I have the actual still message that I sent you. 2 paragraphs. It's like, y'all don't think that people gonna like call y'all out on your lies and have receipts for it? I guess not. So y'all, that was just. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you were new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure notifications are on to my beautiful face with a video. You can click on it, you can like it, and you share it with your people, or you can come over and be one of my people. If you're already one of my peoples, oh, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples. Now click that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.